Hello. This is a cancer update like I normally do. This isn't my usual method, but I like to talk out loud sometimes. I haven't given a cancer update in a hot minute. I know that my Instagram and Facebook's pages, the last time I gave an update was immediately after surgery, maybe a week, maybe something like that, maybe less. But that was January 31st was when I had my surgery. I have an incision here, and then I have 3 more on my side. Here, I'll give you perspective. This is one here. It's healing up nice. This was the last one that actually had a stitch that pulled out. They were dissolvable stitches, but they didn't dissolve, so that was the whole thing. Anyway, on a different note, I ended up in the ER, I think it was February 21st. Due to some terribly weird and extremely concerning symptoms. Not to be too graphic, but I was having diarrhea, and then after surgery and things like that, you expect some weirdness, but it turned into extreme, like, don't know if I'm gonna make it kind of urgency. And then that same night, I was trying to drink water, get fluids in, and then my stomach just started to not handle it well. I mean, it legitimately felt like I was drinking something that was on fire as it was entering my, like, even below my esophagus. It immediately just didn't sit well. So my husband Christian took me to the ER. It was maybe 10, 11 o'clock at night at that point. We didn't leave the ER until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I was already scheduled to go to a gastroenterologist actually the next day, the 22nd. But when we were leaving the hospital that was closer to our house, which is not the hospital that the GI was at, it was already too late to be able to get from like Athens to Atlanta. So we had to call and reschedule. Since then, I've seen my oncologist as well as my GI. My oncologist says that for now, at least, he believes I am cancer-free. The results of my surgery were odd, but they were not cancer. They removed around 50% of what they're now calling scar tissue from in between my lungs and what's called the mediastinum and mediasternum. So it's like a little higher in between your lungs, and then sternum is closer down toward your heart. So anyway, the surgery went well, but they only removed 50% because the scar tissue is very attached to a lot of my organs. And I read the report, and I also learned after surgery that my left lung had to be deflated during surgery because they were extremely concerned about how much was on my lung. They attempted to scrape it off, but my surgeon thankfully decided that scraping is too risky with how much is there, and so he elected to get out as much as he could that wasn't, extremely attached to my organs. I mean, apparently there's some on my arteries going to my heart itself, just some stuff that is not great to hear. So anyway, as of right now, my oncologist believes I am cancer-free. However, the issues that arose in my GI, my gastrointestinal system after surgery are concerning because my surgery should have had nothing to do with my intestines, my stomach. None of those things should have been affected by the surgery I had. And I had a scan done in the ER, and it showed that I had major swelling and inflammation in my colon, and that it looked like I had colitis, which is like a bacterial infection in your colon. But the proximity to the surgery is what has everyone concerned. And obviously, if you are here and you are, watching this update, you know that I've had cancer since 2020 is when I was diagnosed in June. And so just the fact that I am, generally speaking, unhealthy, like I have ailments that are persisting, they're pretty worried about what that could mean as far as what caused it, since it shouldn't have happened in the first place. So right now I have a colonoscopy scheduled. I'm trying to get it moved closer to now. As of right this second, it sits on May 6th. I did a round of antibiotics, and since the antibiotics, I've had less problems with my stomach. But I also have a medication that I hesitate to use since its side effects could result in losing function or control over my gastrointestinal system. In other words, not being able to control when/if I need to go to the bathroom, things like that, which I understand is graphic, but I feel the need to share this update since I've been pretty quiet about everything. Unfortunately, I thought I was doing so much better. Literally the night I ended up in the ER, I was super excited, making plans to, you know, try to get back to normal. And then not even 2 hours after I'm making my grandiose, like, I can't wait, you know, I'm sitting in the ER pretty positive I'm dying. I mean, they had to inject medicine into me immediately upon my entry because apparently I almost vomited on someone in the parking lot because my head had been out the window for like a mile and I didn't have my eyes open because can't see you when the car's moving, and it wasn't going well. So anyway, as of right now, it appears that I am cancer-free, but something evidently is going on that's causing a problem. So right now, at best, I would call my stomach unpredictable. I do everything I can to not make it angry at me. That kind of thing, obviously, is, you know, as much as you can do in this kind of situation. But as of right now, I just wanted to give you guys an update here on my YouTube page, and I'm also posting this video on GoFundMe, and I will be linking it on my Instagram and everything else. I am still on medical leave due to the issues that I'm having. So if you are able, any and all donations to GoFundMe, sharing is always helpful, things like that. It is just one more thing that just doesn't seem to make sense right now. On top of that, I've been, until recently, detoxing from the, oh my gosh, what's the word? Anesthesia that they put me under. Apparently I am just horrible under anesthesia, like the worst ever. Apparently I wake up out of surgery when they deliberately are waking me up, thinking I'm still in surgery, belligerently upset because I'm positive I'm still in surgery. I have no recollection of any of this. But I do know that for days after surgery, I was pretty incoherent, and then had like sweats, freezing all at the same time, things like that, that are just not what you want. And so my body is processing things not so great right now. And anyway, long story longer, that is the update for now. It appears I am cancer-free, but we're holding our breath on what else is going on and what could be causing these problems that are evidently still here. But again, I wanted to update all of you, not just for GoFundMe, but just, I apologize for being radio silent. I know that that is not the way I have done cancer up till now, and I like to wait till I have solid answers to share, but it appears I am going to be waiting more time to get those answers. So I don't want to keep you guys waiting as if, you know, you guys are all waiting with bated breath for what I'm going to say. But just in case anyone is wondering, I did want to come here and share. I'm standing here in front of my ironing board. I have been trying to keep my mind and hands at the very least active. Sewing is one of the things I can kind of do right now that doesn't require too much out of my body. So that's why I've been kind of up to this instead of any of the other crafts that I like to do, because I don't really have kind of the stamina or strength to do those kinds of things right now. But sewing is a little less physically demanding, so that's what I've been up to currently. And so that is the update, and I thank you all for everything you've done, sharing the GoFundMe, sharing my page, just following along, sending messages. I mean, I've gotten phone calls from people I haven't talked to in, I don't even know how long. And it just has always and will always be the best part of this whole nightmarish experience that as of right now doesn't feel like it's ever going to end. Being diagnosed in June 2020 and still in March 2022 to be dealing with the ramifications is just terrible. The other thing is, it appears that I will be having scans to check on whether or not my cancer has reoccurred. As of right this second, I believe the plan is for life. Usually when you're diagnosed as young as I was, it is not usually a lifelong thing. It's about 5 years, but that's under the idea that you would have no weird scans ever. And up till this point, I've only had weird scans. So I believe the plan is to keep an eye on me, as of right now, at least for life, and definitely for the next 5 years. But as always, if anyone wants to reach out to me and, you know, anything like that, if you're a cancer patient, survivor, anything like that, I am, of course, always available to talk. And the other thing I wanted to say was, a lot of people have, when I do talk to them, tell me like, oh, I didn't want to reach out and bother you. I can guarantee you are not bothering me ever, because it gets lonely kind of having to deal with your own stuff all the time. And people are like, well, I didn't want to tell you what was wrong with me because, you know, you got your own stuff going on. And I can tell you right now, I'm not one to compare miseries, because just because you don't have cancer doesn't mean your stuff that you got going on in your life is not as valid. I don't wish this experience on literally anyone. It is awful. And to constantly feel like you don't know what's going to happen, and to not be able to plan ahead in your own life in any way is, it's really hard. So I just wanted to share that. And I am trying to kind of be more active on my pages again, because I am feeling strong enough to do that, and I'm feeling strong enough to share again. And I just wanted to come back from my hiatus as far as talking about cancer to let you know the good news and the kind of murky, uncertain news as well. So I hope that you made it this long, and I apologize for this video being so long, and hope to talk to you guys soon. So I am on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You can find me. I have a Twitter, but I don't use it really ever, so, you know, don't go there really. But if you need me, I'll be around.